Hello, I'm Gabriel, and welcome to another episode of Gabriel Reviews, where I talk about movies, give my honest thoughts about them, and rate them from my 1 to a 10. And since it's a Halloween season, we're going to be talking about a horror movie in this video, and that would be Antichrist.
I'm not going to continue this if you don't listen to me. Good and evil. They have nothing to do with therapy.
So, Antichrist is an art house horror film released in 2009, written and directed by Lars von Trier, and this is also part of a trilogy known as the Depression Trilogy, which consists of this movie, Melancholia, and Nymphomaniac. And Lars von Trier is also known for directing other movies such as Dancer in the Dark, The House That Jack Built, Breaking the Waves, etc. And the script was written by Lars von Trier in 2006 after he went to a hospital with clinical depression, and since he struggles with depression and anxiety, which I gotta say, that's pretty sad, honestly, because it's just like something you really gotta feel sympathy for, like, before they started this movie, and that's sad. And most of Lars von Trier movies have some sort of like dark tone and bleak tone, and most of his movies are not happy and ones you have to be in the right mood to watch. And this movie first premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in Canada, although it had a lot of divisive reviews from people because for its disturbing imagery and elements. And surprisingly, when this movie first premiered, a lot of people fainted, and I can definitely see why, because I gotta say, this is one of the most disturbing movies of all time, and one that will stick with me for as long as I live. But anyways, let's talk about the story of Antichrist. So this movie follows around an unnamed couple who are played by Willem Dafoe and Charlotte Gainsbourg, and they experience the horrible death of their young son, Nick, and they quickly start grieving the loss of their son. The wife is extremely mourned about this, to which the husband is also a therapist, and tries to help the wife with her grieving and to know what she is actually afraid of. One of her fears is nature, so the couple go to the woods to hike in a cabin, and during the psychotherapy, the woods become more and more horrific for the couple, and they experience different animals which are symbolisms of different elements of depression. However, the wife's behavior becomes even more worse, to which she becomes violent and even more aggressive, and other dark things start to form as the movie is told in the prologue, 4 chapters, and an epilogue. Now let's get into my thoughts of the movie. Now, I know a lot of people say that this movie is really disturbing, and I can definitely agree with those people because this is one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen in my life. But I gotta say, this movie is really, really good, and it's really well made, too. The atmosphere is fantastic. I really like the way the movie is shot compared to Lars von Trier's other movies. The set designs and the lighting, all of that just fits really well with the movie, and the dark tone as well. And Willem Dafoe and Charlotte Gainsbourg both deliver really great performances in this movie. And I absolutely love the style of the whole movie, and I can see how artsy it is. Although I will say, this movie is very dark and kind of depressing at times, especially the beginning of the movie where the child dies. And unfortunately, almost all of this movie is rough to watch, because there are some pretty disturbing and depressing scenes in this movie, especially around the third act of this movie where the despair begins and the wife becomes more fierce to the husband. And there are 2 specific scenes that really messed me up really badly. And you might ask, what happens in those scenes? Well, I suggest you look them up for yourself, because I think it would be too much to say in this video without me being flagged or something. But if you've seen or heard this movie, you know exactly what happens. But other than that, it's a really well-made film, and a really great film, and I gotta be honest, it's a really creepy film, I have to say. And the dark tone of this movie fits so well. Like, there's a scene in this movie where the husband is attacked by the wife, and she accuses him of leaving her, and it's literally just a jump scare right there. Like, holy cow, it made me jump so hard, it scared the living crap out of me. Like, holy cow. And this movie is a good watch around the Halloween season too, although it's a movie I'm not sure if I want to watch again because of the disturbing and hard to watch scenes. But I will say it's one movie I'll never forget after watching it. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's very disturbing, and you might like it, you might not, but it's very, very good though. And to end out this review, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.